Snow-capped mountains. We have a habit of too subordinate winter with bleak, grey skies and runny noses, but there's a gorgeous side to the winter season that often gets overlooked. We're conversation about Italian mountains shielded with snow, untouched frozen lakes, and English lodges that put Norman Rockwell paintings to disgrace. And although we inspire sightseeing these places at any time of the year, we want justice if you want to walk through some winter paradises from behind your warm computer screen. So, take a mug of hot chocolate and overlook about summer for a tiny while. Banff National Park, Canada. It is one of the most stunning winter wonderlands in Canada. Banff National Park engulfs with sights of the Canadian Rockies and steady cast of wildlife. Glacial Lake Louise is the park's top attraction, which looks even more attractive once it freezes over. Antarctica. There are rare destinations, if any, more fabulous than the world's southmost continent. Even though 99% of Antarctica is roofed with ice, the landscape still accomplishes to be remarkably assorted: strange blue glaciers, vigorous volcanoes, the bumpy waterways of the Drake Passage, and 360-degree views of undamaged snow. And those sights are made even better when humpback whale makes an appearance. Bryce Canyon National Park, Utah. Bryce Canyon National Park salutes up most of its guests from spring to fall, but those tourists are utterly missing out. Skirt the troops and visit during the winter, when you can join in ranger-led snowshoe hikes and winter astronomy plans. Plus, you'll come to see those well-known hoodoos in their finest environment, peeking from a blanket of snow. Nepal. It's difficult to find an area more isolated and untouched than the Nepalese Himalayas. The sky-high country is definite as much by its rock formations and colorful stupas as by its bottomless stretches of rough mountains. Gokuyama, Japan. The coolest regions of Japan are in its most northern regions, but nowhere is snow country more gorgeously represented than in the thatched cottages of Shirakawa-go and Gokuyama. 170 acres in central Japan consist of UNESCO-protected villages, and are placed into the mountains like real-life snow globes. Skardu Valley, Pakistan. Skardu Valley, the land of lustrous lakes, gigantic mountains, picturesque waterfalls, bucolic meadows, and a gateway to an amphitheater for the world's highest peaks and awe-inspiring glaciers. Paris. We love Paris when it sizzles, but the city of light becomes even more dazzling under a shroud of snow and Christmas lights. Most magical of all? The notorious lines to get into the Eiffel Tower and Louvre shrink of their normal lengths. Switzerland. Enclosed by the Alps, Switzerland is one of the most beautiful countries in the world, no matter when you're visiting. Come wintertime though, it converts into a real wonderland, with powdery ski slopes, frozen lakes, and the most comfortable resort towns you'll ever see. Lake Bled, Slovenia. With its church-dotted islet and waters begging for rowboat rides, Lake Bled is one of the most attractive places in Slovenia. The site becomes even more postcard-worthy when the neighboring Julian Alps become shielded with snow, and a fog settles over the lake. Lake Baikal, Russia. Lake Baikal is the oldest and deepest freshwater lake. In winter season, the lake converts into a snowy paradise, with jagged ice caves surrounding what amounts to the largest ice skating rink on Earth. The lake also ensues to house our planet's only freshwater seals. Hunza Valley, Pakistan. Hunza Valley Tour is one of the most popular tours of the world. It is located in the far northern territory of Pakistan. It is widely believed by many people that James Hilton's famous novel Lost Horizon was inspired from Hunza Valley. The world acclaims the Hunza Valley as the land of legends, and it is famous worldwide for its culture, landscape, friendliness and hospitality. Travelers and adventurers from around the world make their visit to this point of Earth every year. Prague, Czech Republic. It is well known due to its historic pubs and incredible Baroque architecture. Prague by some means becomes even better in winter. Even the most tired travelers find warmth in the city's Christmas markets and warm wine. Crater Lake, Oregon. It is the deepest lake in the U.S. and made totally out of glacial runoff and precipitation, which is answerable for its clearness and intense blue color. From November through May, a visitor can participate in outdoor winter activities such as snowmobiling, cross-country skiing and ranger-guided snowshoe walks. Lofoten Islands, Norway. The clear blue waters of the Lofoten Islands rival the Mediterranean, yet while Lofoten's spots may draw some evaluations, the gorgeousness here is truly unmatched. Think colorful fishing villages, majestic fjords, and a lot of chances to see the northern lights in the winter. Grand Teton National Park, Wyoming. Snow has fallen, mountains have gifted the elk, and a sense of peacefulness fills the scenery. It's the exact time to enjoy sights of the Teton Range, whether on skis or from the warmth of a fireplace. Harbin, China. This temporary city is made completely out of ice. In face it is a festival which is known as Harbin International Ice and Snow Sculpture Festival, which is held in every January since 1963. About more than 1 million tourists travel to this site every year. Cambridge, UK. The college's most iconic buildings, including Cloister Court, the Friars Building, and the Mathematical Bridge, look extra charmed shielded in snow. Jökulsárlón, Iceland. The glacial lake of Jökulsárlón and its frozen beach are well thought out, a natural wonder of this Iceland, with black volcanic sands providing a plain environment for the chunks of ice that wash ashore. Lapland, Finland. Lapland is the most northern region of Finland, and possibly one of the most idyllic winter scenes you'll ever come across. Lapland lets you visit Santa Claus, take a reindeer sleigh ride, or sleep under the northern lights in a bubble sled at a time. Neuschwanstein Castle, Germany. Built in 1886, Neuschwanstein famously served as inspiration for Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland. But unlike the royal home in Anaheim, this clifftop structure changed into an ethereal snow castle during the winter season. Tallinn, Estonia. This is one of the UNESCO Protection Historical Centers of Europe. The views of the historical center from Tumpi Castle are so gorgeous they make the Baltic winters downright bearable. Plitvice Lakes, Croatia. The 16 terraced lakes of Croatia's Plitvice Lakes National Park are linked by waterfalls and differ in shades of blue, resulting in a proximity that challenges the mind, especially when the falls freeze over. Mount Fuji, Japan. This 12,388-foot mountain will always leave an impression whether you see it framed with cherry blossoms in the spring or capped with snow and fog in the winter. Bergen, Norway. It is the second most populated city of Norway. It is well known due to its colorful wooden buildings, views of fjords and mountains, and even some northern lights appearances. Hagia Sophia, Istanbul. The Hagia Sophia is finest examples of Byzantine architecture in the world. During the winter season, its exterior shots of the site covered in snow are greatest attraction for the tourists. Kenai Fjords National Park, Alaska. Alaska is homegrown to more than 3 million lakes, but we have a bit of tunnel vision when it rises to Bear Lake located in the Kenai Fjords National Park. The site stands out for its massive glaciers, year-round water and viewings of the northern lights since September to April. Quebec City, Canada. Quebec City's colonial French architecture gives it an obviously European feel. The flagged streets of the old town are merrily decorated for the holidays, and the toboggan run at Chateau Frontenac is the greatest thrilling way to view the gorgeous city. Torres del Paine National Park, Chile. Torres del Paine is one of the most inspiring locations in the entire southern hemisphere. The park's snow-capped mountains and generous glaciers are really wonderland. Bulguksa Temple, South Korea. Built in 774, the Temple of Bulguksa is created in the incredibly scenic Gyeongju National Park, on the hills of Mount Tuhamsan. The complex's stone terraces, bridges, and pagodas look especially gorgeous in winter, shielded by a light layer of snow. Ljubljana, Slovenia. It is a real-life fairy tale. Always book a trip for Ljubljana after the holidays, when you'll have room to stroll the pedestrian-only old town and sip coffee by the shore cafes. Moscow, Russia. Moscow's buildings such as State Historical Museum and St. Basil's Cathedral are gorgeous through the year, but the red brick and jewel-toned domes look to pop even extra glowingly when the surrounding city takes a fresh